Let's spend a moment on household savings, which have been one of the pillars of the Indian economy in years gone by. And now household savings are said to be at a 5-decadal low at 5.1%. How are you looking at the aspect of Indian households seeming to save much lesser than they have in past decades? And is that something that you're okay with? Is that something that concerns you?
That's not the necessary conclusion you can arrive at.
How do
households saving lesser than before? No, because as much as you talk about small savings and quote numbers on it, the only option that small saving or people in middle classes had for saving their money and with some confidence was to put it in, let's say, post office savings account, which continues, which is good enough, which can continue any longer. But you're also noticing since 2020 that because of greater transparency and greater availability of information, people are able to see which are those performing companies. They're not even going through the route of mutual funds to understand how stock market performs. Small saving in the name of retail funding is coming into the stock markets and coming through demat accounts, which are unique. So I'm not talking about the same person doing 5 types of investments. New demat accounts, unique demat accounts tell you probably many things which went to post offices are coming now into the market. So people are finding newer avenues to save and probably better returns are accrued in those routes.
Since we are speaking about the markets, the stock market regulator recently put out a word of caution with regard to a lot of the trades that are happening in trading in the derivatives segment in F&O. Do you share that note of concern with regard to the nature of how people are trading in the markets?
That was much higher than what it is now, I would think, my concern that is. Much higher earlier than it is now because there's a lot of awareness being built by regulators to say that derivatives and dealing in F&O, as you said, can involve high risk. And many people burnt their fingers by starting to operate there. Young people who were the first time entrants also burnt their fingers. So there was a lot of discussion about it in one of our FSDC meetings. Regulators are now building a lot of awareness, and I would think that caution has come into play now.
Finance Minister, how are you've been chiding India Inc. to go out and invest, to find the strength of Hanuman and to invest in the India story, and for various reasons, the kind of secular investment cycle that you were hoping for hasn't really kickstarted. You can see some green shoots in some sectors, but it's not an overall investment cycle. How are you viewing, because we were together at the Rashtrapati Bhavan and you were telling a member of India Inc. to go out and invest even further. So how are you looking at India Inc. in several sectors still being in wait and watch mode, assessing but not committing fully to invest at this moment? Is that now beginning to get a little frustrating for you? How are you looking at investment appetite and actual investments apart from just the talk?
But I would equally say that in those sunrise sectors for which we've announced PLI schemes and so on, you find private investment coming in significant numbers. So I really cannot say now, as I said earlier, that, hey, you are Hanuman, you start flying. It is happening now, and I would think they are very clear in their heads that their investments now will probably go through the newer sectors. And they may want to build capacities, add capacities to the existing areas of activity, but many of them are now looking at prospects in the newer areas. So it is happening, but happening much more in the newer sunrise sector.